symptoms of Mrsa. This shall be interesting. Good afternoon, Miss Torres. How are you doing today?
Pretty good.
Okay, what are we here for?
So I have this rash. It started off really small, kind of like a pimple, and within the last few days it got really, really big. Okay. It's really hot around it, and I think I have a fever too.
Okay. All right, let's take a look at it. Put some gloves on here. So how long?
About a week.
About a week?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say.
And do you go to the gym? Do you go to the tanning bed?
Yeah, gym.
Gym, okay. All right. Okay, let's see here. Oh my goodness. Yes. Wow. Definitely looks like Mrsa. Okay.
So what's Mrsa?
Mrsa is a form of Staph aureus, except it has become resistant to certain forms of antibiotic. But basically what it is, it's just a bacterial infection that can't be treated by antibiotics, so we'll have to find a different route to treat you by.
Doesn't that just like happen in hospitals? Though I haven't been in a hospital. So.
No, it can happen in many different places. Hospitals are the most common, and that's called HA Mrsa, and that can happen from dirty utensils, people that get catheters, they get in their urethra, that's like the worst, and it becomes really bad when it gets into your bloodstream and infects your whole body, and that has to be treated inpatient care, and they have to get to an IV and do antibiotics that way. But it looks like you have what's called CA Mrsa, which is called community associated Mrsa, and that comes through being in gyms, going to the tanning bed, places where other people have had their bodily fluids, and it has come in contact with an open cut that you might have had, an ingrown hair, something like that.
Okay.
So.
Should I be worried about like any other area of infection? Should I be checking?
Because you were messing with it and there was a possibility of spreading it because it looks like it has been open for a while, any other cuts that you may have on your body, it could get in there as well. If you come in contact with any other people, they may have gotten it too, so you might want to warn family members, anything like that. But we are going to get you on a line of antibiotics, and hopefully we can take care of you outpatient care, so you don't have to get hooked up to an IV or anything like that, and we should be able to take care of you that way.
So how is this different from just normal staph?
Well, regular staph, we can just kill with antibiotics. It's no big deal. You just take the antibiotics, takes about a week, and it goes away. But Mrsa is methicillin-resistant Staph aureus, and what that means is that regular staph has what's called a penicillin-binding protein, and the antibiotics we give you, they can go in there and they can bind to that protein and prevent the linkages within the cell wall, also called peptidoglycan. It can prevent those linkages from happening. So instead of the bacteria cell being able to form a strong bond in the cell wall, it has a very weak bond, so then the antibiotic will kill it, no problem. Okay. Here, that penicillin binding protein is mutated, and it does not let any of the antibiotics that we usually use bind to that protein, so the cross linkages do happen. It does form a strong bond there, and that is why it's so hard to cure, is because the antibiotics they don't work anymore. And that has happened because over time, since around 1967 or so is when they found out about it, because people were not taking the full course of their antibiotics. So as they were taking these antibiotics, they just thought, oh, the rash is gone, I'll just stop taking it. But it's still in your bloodstream, and you still have to keep taking the antibiotics for the full course load that is given to you, so mutations like these don't happen.
Okay, are you sure it's Mrsa?
Well,
or are you gonna check
I can't say 100% just by looking at it that it's Mrsa. We do have to do different diagnostics. So we can either do a culture test where I can swab in there and then rub it on an agar plate, and we can look for certain colonies that form that are specific to Mrsa, or we can do molecular testing, which is a lot faster because culture takes about 1 to 2 days, and we need to definitely hurry up and get you started on some antibiotics. So the molecular test, I'll take a quick swab, and then we can go and I can put it into the system. It takes a couple minutes, and it will test for that protein, and it also within that protein is a gene, and it will test for that gene. Okay. And once it tests that gene, then that's when we know that it's definitely Mrsa.
All right, so you can cure it?
Yes, there are definitely cures. Although Mrsa is such a fastly mutating bacteria, there is different ways of doing it, except for we have to test for which kind you have, and that will tell us the different kinds of antibiotics, because no MRSA necessarily is alike. So it takes a little bit of research, but we should be able to get you taken care of.
All right. Is there anything else I should know about MRSA? Specifics.
Let's see. Well, you said that you were a microbiology student when I talked to you earlier. Cool. MRSA is a gram-positive bacteria. That's what I was telling you about the peptidoglycan. That means it's gram-positive. And under microscopes, how I was telling you in the agar plates, we can look for certain colonies being formed. They formed the cocci clusters, so they'll be in little circles clustered all around. But the only thing I'm unsure about and that we haven't been able to figure out in research yet is how long the incubation period is for this. So there's really no telling how many people you might have infected. So just keep an eye out for your close friends and stuff, and if they have it, just tell them to come and see me and we get them cured too.
All right, perfect.
All right, is that all that we need for you here? Let's see what else. Any other complications, issues?
Good.
Nothing?
Yeah.
All right. Well, it was nice meeting you.
Nice to meet you. Thanks.